Greetings, folks. Just a quick update and a huge thank you for all the support and kind words that people have given me over the last 24 hours after I receiving these vile, malicious, abusive, threatening and harassment emails that were sent to me, threatening me and my two children at 4:14 a.m. yesterday morning. Look, folks, threatening me is one thing, but when they threaten my children, they cross a line. That is something no mother will ever accept. I have written now to the Taoiseach, Simon Harris. I've notified the new Garda Commissioner, Justin Kelly, and I've also liaised with the Office of Minister Jim O'Callaghan to ensure that this matter is dealt with urgently and transparently. I've also made a formal statement and received a pulse number from An Garda Síochána, and I've also filed a complaint with the FBI in relation to this and have received a case number. But you know, I must say though that Simon Harris was allegedly threatened and was immediately offered protection. So folks, there appears to be one rule for Simon Harris and one rule for an ordinary citizen of Éire, a mother of two young children whose rights and safety appear to be disregarded by the Irish state. But let me make it very clear, folks, I will find out who is behind these vile threats, and there will be no hiding, because you cannot escape your IP address. But folks, we must trust the process and let the process do its job. But I will leave no stone unturned until I get to the bottom of this. When I started out in politics approximately 2 years ago, exposing the corruption in Ireland, I was naive. I had no idea how deep the corruption went or how low members of our parliament would stoop. But I now believe, and I say this publicly, that Ireland is the most corrupt country in the world. The correspondence that I received late yesterday evening from the FBI is now very comforting to me in relation to this investigation. I've also done more research into the threats that Dennis O'Callaghan, the whistleblower, received from a food supply chain in this country after he had received his High Court injunction. A high up person working in a food supply chain company threatened him to his face, very similar threats to what I'm after receiving yesterday. They said they knew where he lived, that he was living in a very nice house, and that he'd a very nice family and children, and that was he aware that very, very unfortunate things could happen to families. So when you look at the threats that Dennis O'Callaghan, the whistleblower from Charleville, received 10 years ago, and the threats me and my two children received yesterday morning, mine obviously was more sicker and vile in nature, but there are strong comparisons, and that's something that must be looked at now as well. But look, when you think back, Conor McGregor visited the White House at Donald Trump's invitation and used the moment to deliver a pointed message. Speaking in the White House press briefing room, he criticised the Irish government and raised concerns about the state of immigration in Ireland, saying Ireland was on the cusp of losing its Irishness and illegal immigration racket was running savage on our country. And I have one strong message now for the people of Éire. We are taking our country back. No threats, no intimidation, and no corruption will silence me. Chuckig our law in ish. Garamila Mahagif.